All right, good afternoon, Cougar Nation. We are back with the ALX Press Box. Today, we are highlighting one of our coaches. His name is Coach Michael Owens. What's up, Coach? How you doing?
I'm good. Yourself, man?
I'm good. Just surviving the quarantine lockdown situation we got going on.
Man.
So a little bit about Coach Owens. Coach Owens is one of our business education teachers. He's currently a football coach as well as one of our track coaches. He's also the sponsor of our FBLA club at the school. So, Coach, tell us a little bit about yourself and what, your coaching experience has been. Tell us how you got here.
All right. As far as the teaching world, I had no desire at the beginning. At the beginning, I had no desire to be a teacher. I never thought I saw myself in this position. I think I'm a believer, so obviously I felt like I'm here through destiny of some sort of fashion. When I actually went to school, I went to Tusculum College, and the first thing I wanted to do was psychology. Don't tell me what I wanted to do with that. I don't know. But
grad school.
Yeah.
Grad school. That's what psychology is.
I went psychology route, and then after that, I transferred to Jacksonville State, where I played football there. And when I transferred in, some of my credits, they told me it didn't transfer in, but they actually did. So after I found out that they transferred in, I was basically taking the same courses over again. So I talked to the counselors, and the counselors I was like, hey, man, I got to get out of here. I've been here too long. I'm trying to graduate. They said, hey, we got this new program. It was teaching, and the lady told me, hey, you can coach as well. So that was all she wrote.
Boom.
Sign me up.
Boom.
Yeah.
Divine intervention said, hey, I need you to be a teacher.
Yeah, I didn't want to take the 6-year college plan. So I was like, yeah, I got to get out of here.
Understood. So talk to me a little bit about coaching. I know you coach football. You coach the receivers group. Is that
correct?
Sir.
Yes, sir. To tell you a little bit about that, last year, this is my second year at Alexander. Last year, I coached actually DBs, defensive backs. And this year, I coached wide receivers. And next year, I'm taking a step back from football. Probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my entire life.
Really?
Yes, that's putting it lightly. I'm not an emotional guy, but when I made that decision, it was a very emotional day, a very emotional week, and I'm still a little bit emotional about it now because I can't be around those kids. I know at the end of the year, you usually have banquets, and the banquets are like, all right, you're getting rid of a few seniors, and I feel like this year I graduated an entire student body of football players. So that kind of bothers me right there because obviously the impact that I have there and the impact that those guys had with me, it's just a very, very tough decision to make. And the reason why I made that decision, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely. This is all about you.
Yeah, the reason why I made that decision is because obviously there's a lot of things that you want to do in life. And if you know anything about myself, I like to be great at a lot of things. Okay. I think I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
Okay.
So obviously I have some other things that I want to work on right now as part of family. That's the biggest issue of it. Obviously I wasn't being able to give my all in that aspect of it. So I was either cheating myself, cheating my wife, or I was cheating the program by not being able to give my all. So I made the very tough decision of saying, hey, I can come back to this later, but life is going to continue to go even without football. So I made that tough decision to do that.
Yeah, I know when you and I initially talked about the step back, I could tell right away that it was a tough emotional decision for you to make.
Yeah.
It allowed us the opportunity to talk about the value of being a present, attentive, loving husband, family man.
Right.
And, Mr. Small, our leader, is constantly talking about ALX, we're a professional family. And, our support for you is that, man, we get it. We need you to be, that great husband, that you aspire to be, and make sure you're available for your family. And
correct.
you can be a whole person when you're at home. I know all about that, man. You know, I discussed with you that when my wife, you know, got pregnant, I was a high school athletic director at another school at the time.
Yeah.
So I was able to actually move to a middle school at the time, and I was able to be home for dinner every day throughout that process. And that was huge. You know, the first 4 years of my son's life, I was able to be home for dinner every day.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
now, you know, he's old enough to come with me to some stuff. So, you know, I'm thankful for that. And my wife is comfortable in her career and doing big things over at New Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we making it work. So I totally get the reasoning behind stepping back.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody in the program understands it and supports it. And now you just get to be a fan in a different way. You
Correct.
and your wife can come to the game, cheer during the game, and be home at a decent hour. You get to kiss your wife good night instead of saying, "Hey, good morning."
Yes, hey,
So,
but
yeah, go ahead.
The support that you guys have given me throughout this entire process, man, it is. I appreciate everybody who I told. And going back to that conversation, me and you had, I kind of had to stop that conversation real quick because I don't know if you noticed, but I was getting choked up big time.
You were in the room with a crier, so it would have been all good, man. We'd have just been looking like two dudes with tragedies, knowing that it was just God working our hearts like that day.
Yeah, but man, I do appreciate everybody that's been along with this process, and it kind of started back a while back because obviously, you know, I'm gonna work. I'm not opposed to grinding. I'm not opposed to the grind, and I think maybe 3-4 years ago, a gentleman came up to me and was like, "Yo, man, we see you everywhere. You always doing something. You always doing something. When do you go home?"
Right.
Yeah, he punched me in the stomach right there, and I was like, "Whoa!" And then he hit me another one. He's like, "Hey, man, yeah, I know you're young, but let me tell you this." He said, "Don't hit home runs in public and strike out at home."
Woo.
Yeah.
Message.
Yeah. And I was like, "Whoa."
That's a big one right there, man.
Yeah, that was big.
So, you know, on that note of moving away from one really, really time-consuming activity,
Correct.
You're still plugged into some other things that are critical to what we do at Alexander. You're also a coach for the track team.
Correct.
Who got the most state titles out of everybody at the school.
Hey, man, and I'm excited about this year, too. Wow. We got boys and girls that's ready to go.
So we talked about this conversation being really organic.
Yeah.
My HOA has just sent out the lawn men, so they're out there doing their thing. So if you hear the weed eater in the background, know that good things are happening in spite of the quarantine. They're going to do their thing out there. But I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
No, I was just saying that we're all excited about this year. Obviously, the quarantine helped hurt us a little bit because obviously we can't go out there and do production the way we want to do it. But like we are really, really, really excited about this year. Like I was saying, we have boys and girls that are really ready to compete. We looked at the preliminaries as far as how well we think we're going to do this year, and we are ranked top 2 in both boys and girls. I think the girls are behind by 1 point, and the boys are behind by, I think, maybe 2 or something similar like that. But the thing is, we have some sleepers on the team that nobody knew about, so I think we're going to title.
So do you have any encouragement for those athletes that are, you know, forced to shut it down competition-wise right now, but what are some things they can and should be doing to try to stay on the top and keep their edge and hunger?
I think the biggest thing about that, I talked to some of the kids before he left, and I told them, I say, hey, we're really close. So if you want to be great, you'll do things outside of this. Because obviously we can't go out there and coach them. But if you want it, that's all that's necessary. You already know how to run. You already know how to jump. You already know how to do push-ups. You can do that at home.
Right.
So whether it be going out in front of your driveway to do some jump ropes or whatever that may be, just make sure you give it your all and don't take any days off. For example, you can go out in your neighborhood and run a couple miles in the neighborhood.
Right. I've been seeing a lot of kids post stuff on Twitter. You know, I saw a kid pushing a car yesterday. Like, he wasn't our student, but he was pushing a car yesterday. I was like, man, this kid wants it. I retweeted it.
Yeah. hey, if you do that, that's what's up. Go for it.
Yeah. So you also are the sponsor for the FBLA Club. Tell us what FBLA is and what you guys do and what this year has been like for you guys.
All right, FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America. It is a CTSO, is a career technical and student organization. This year, basically, I try to have everything run by the students because obviously it's their organization. Some of the things that we did this year is kind of like we did, what's the name? Strong for Bahamas. We did a fundraiser for that. We did, dang, brain fart, man. Hold on. We got money for turkeys for families. We did
right, you did the holiday turkey drive. That's right.
Correct. And we're basically just trying to give to our community. For example, the pantry drive was like a big success. We got with SGA and we collaborated on that project and got enough food to be able to fill the pantry. And we fed 6 families through the holidays. So that was really big on those kids. Besides community work, we do some internal work inside of the school as far as some of our kids will work the press box, not the press box, but the concession stand inside the basketball games or any tournaments that we might have. Those kids volunteer the hours to be able to do that. So beyond community service, we're going field trips, try to get the kids some authentic learning, not just inside the classroom, but outside the classroom as well. Because sometimes it's better for them to actually see it than for us to be telling them how it's supposed to be inside the classroom.
Okay. So who are some of your leaders this year and, you know, some of the impact that they have, some of the kids you want to highlight?
All right. Man, I got a very diverse group this year of leaders. There's like 9 of them. And I know I'm going to forget a name. So chart it to my mind and chart not to my heart.
Okay, I got you. You sent me a list of them the other day. I guess I was just kind of fishing right there to say something about Gwen because Gwen is actually going to be one of the moderators on the ALX press box.
Hey, so she is awesome.
I was hoping she could be here, but I think she's working today at Chick-fil-A. She is awesome. We've been in communication. She's got a very supportive family.
Correct.
But I remember at the very beginning of the year when we were having our club membership drive, and then you posted that video with 100 kids in your room. I was like,
oh yeah.
FBLA is blowing up, man.
Yeah, trying to do it. But Gwen, man, she is awesome. Again, she's a jack of all trades as well. I think I kind of wish I had her a little bit longer or a little bit more because kind of selfish because how great she is. But she works. She's top 10 in her class. She's doing what she has with you. She's an SGA. She's in multiple clubs that I can't even imagine. The girl is special.
Right. Absolutely. I concur 100%.
Yeah.
So what are you and your family doing while we're out on this quarantine?
Man, I'm trying to find a way to stay sane. I think the biggest thing, I'm not a homebody usually unless I have to or I'm just too tired to do anything. But outside of the house, feels a little weird going out. So you walk around somebody and you just stop breathing for a second as they pass by you because you don't want anything.
It's terrible. You gotta kind of be like that. I mean, you know, my family and I, we were freaking out last night because Hulu was tripping, man. Like everybody was on and it was slow.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, I can't watch my diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah.
But we've been maintaining, trying to keep a schedule. You know, getting up, getting dressed. I've been putting on Alexander gear every day, trying to interview somebody every day just to kind of add content to our YouTube channel to make sure that everybody who is connected with us stays connected with us.
Gotcha.
And know that, you know, we're still a family, even though we're not in the same space right now. And I thought that your story was one that would be impactful to all the kids out there. And you know, somebody might ask next year, why is Coach Owens not out there on the football field? And I kind of wanted you to tell that story so that they know, man, like, you know, you're a person before you're a teacher, you're a husband before you're a teacher. And, you know, the good thing that, you know, you have to choose family sometimes over some of the other things that we do.
Correct.
We're in 100% support of it, man. You know, you're my guy. My man, 50 grand is 50, as my man Ed Lover says all the time. So, yeah, I thank you, man, for stopping by and chatting with me today.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for having me, man.
No doubt about it. I'll make sure I text you when I'm uploading it so you can see it.
All right, cool.
All right, give your wife my love, man, and take care.
Hey, tell the family, hey, man, have a great one. Same love back at you.
All right, take care.
Yeah, you too.